My name is Alexander. I'll be your host, and this is The Conservative Investor, where we talk about how to grow your money, grow your wealth using stocks, how you can manage your own money with stocks on your own, and it doesn't have to be risky. I believe everyone should be able to manage their own money. It's one of the most intimate, most important parts of your life is your own wealth, your own independence. Your wealth is your independence. Can you take care of yourself? Again, that's just my opinion. I'm not a professional. If you want professional advice, you should seek out a professional financial advisor, which I am not. Okay, so I want to talk about a couple quick things. This is company Louis VuittonMuy Hennessy. It's a conglomerate that does luxury goods. LVMUY. This chart, once again, is on Fidelity Active Trader Pro, which if you have Fidelity, you can download for free. If you don't, you can do it on the Google. Once again, follow along if you'd like. Just type in the ticker symbol in Google, LVMUY, NYSE for New York Stock Exchange. You're going to click on chart. It'll bring up the stock price. You can hit the time scale at the top left there, 3 months, a year, 2 years, whatever you like. On the right, there's a drop-down bar for indicators. You can select your RSI, which you have on the bottom there, your relative strength index. You can add in simple moving averages, whatever you like. Anyway, we're back on here. So, Louis VuittonMuy Hennessy, huge company. I'm sure you've heard of Louis Vuitton, Moet, champagne, Hennessy, liquor, all that good stuff. They have a lot more than that. It's, I think, the biggest luxury goods company, conglomerate, whatever, in the freaking world. Now, a little while ago, they had a dip. It's the lowest the price has been in 3 years, 4 years. I don't know what it is. I'll throw up a chart here. But we love dips. If you see my other videos, that is how you make your money. Well, you make your money by evaluating a strong company. So you find a strong company, and then you wait for the dip to buy that strong company. So we love dips. Happy. Dips are great. Now I'm up about 40%, 39.9 or 39.5% on the shares that I bought. So that's awesome. And most of that is because we have some recent news. Louis Vuitton is expanding their brand into a pretty big market, which is China. They have a freaking ship parked in the middle of the road there. That's a museum. It's like a museum ship. And you can obviously buy stuff in there as well. But yeah, one of the most valuable companies in the world. They're also beginning construction of another one of those freaking ships, one of those crazy freaking things in Paris to open in a couple of years. So yeah, just a quick update. Wanted to show you something else I was looking at. And also, I wanted to give a little bit of transparency into what I invest in. So I'm going to show you, starting with my top. Oh no, it blocked it. Well, anyway, some of my top investments here. So I have a lot. Starting with Palantir and then SoFi. SoFi is a little blocked out in that picture there. But Palantir, then SoFi, then the S&P 500, AMD, GE, Rocket Lab, Celsius, NASDAQ, NVIDIA, Taiwan Semiconductors, Louis Vuitton, Aero Copper Core, that's that mining company I talked about the other day, General Dynamics, which is one of the biggest military contractors in the world, gold, that's just a gold ETF, gold's doing great, Rheinmetall, which is a German munitions artillery company, and Google. Those are my top. Those are the biggest positions in my portfolio currently. And then going into the bottom half of my portfolio, XLK, which is a tech ETF, Griffin Corporation, which basically does home goods. They build garage doors. It's involved in construction. Corning, which doesn't just do Tupperware. They do glass. The reason why Corning is good, GLW, is because they make the glass screens and screen protectors for iPhone. They also do fiber optic cables. and you need a lot of fiber optic cables for high-powered internet, high-speed internet. Alcoa, AA, it's an aluminum company, aluminum manufacturing. Federal Signal, that's another sort of industrial company. Raytheon, they make freaking Tomahawk missiles, among other things. Fubo is an interesting one. If you never heard of Fubo, they're a sports streaming network that was in the news recently for being bought out by Disney. Honestly, they have some pretty steep competition from YouTube TV, and the streaming industry, the streaming sector is pretty bloated right now, I'd say. A lot of competition. I don't think a lot of people are spending money on that right now, but it's interesting. As we go down this list, this is basically more and more experimental stuff. The top of my portfolio is the stuff I'm most certain in, and as you go down the list, it's things that are long shots that you hope will succeed, but you're not sure. And you don't mind if you take a loss. First of all, you don't have to take a loss. You don't have to realize the loss. You don't have to liquidate it. You can just hold on to it for 10, 20 years and write it off in it's a tax write-off. ACHR, Archer, Aviation, they're trying to build autonomous flying cars. They recently bought a freaking airport in LA, and they're supposedly going to be the flying taxi cab of the next Olympics. So that's a company that's not profitable. They're not making any money right now, but they're spending a lot of money in R&D, research and development. They're trying to make something happen, and if we want to live in the Jetsons, that'll be that. XLI, industrial ETF, it's basically a passively managed, I think, portfolio ETF for industrials. It's like a little Dow Jones. Joby is another freaking flying taxi company. For some reason, people seem to like Joby more than Archer. Some of these companies have deals with American Airlines, Delta. I'll put some stuff up there. Again, neither of these companies are making any money because they're in the R&D phase still. They're still research and development, still trying to make stuff happen, pardon me. Ryder Systems, I just didn't buy much of it because, I don't know, maybe I should get more. You see them everywhere. Ryder Systems, you see the vans everywhere, moving trucks. They're helping small businesses grow. It's just a transportation company, you know. Transportations and logistics. XLE is an energy ETF. I have ETFs because sometimes it's nice to have a few safer options. I can just let it sit and grow. Grid is, I think, a solar ETF. It's like a renewable energies ETF. Honest, I've talked about before. Boeing. And then, what am I missing here? Because it's blocking out again. USOB, Boeing and BP. So Honest does all natural baby wipes products, hand cream, stuff like that. Natural beauty products, natural baby wipes, natural diapers, basically. And it's a company started by Jessica Alba. She has since stepped down from the company, which contributed to the stock plummeting a little bit. No big deal. But they're very, very cheap. It's like $270 something a share. So I bought a whole lot of it, hoping that it'll eventually go up, maybe. Boeing has had a lot of problems with their 737 Maxes falling out of the freaking sky. People hate Boeing because it's basically a monopoly. They do everything in the US in terms of jet planes, airliners. And people have felt kind of betrayed by that company because it's like they're the only option, so they can suck. If they can get their act together, then maybe the stock price will go up someday. I'm honestly just holding on to it in the hopes that it eventually goes up. I don't have that much invested in there, so I'm not that concerned. They're trying to get involved in more military stuff again, autonomous drones and stuff, and I think even autonomous submarines. POSCO Holdings is one of the biggest steel manufacturers in the world. I think it's a Chinese or Korean company. I think it's a Korean company. One of the biggest steel manufacturers in the world. They're not doing well. I need to look into that. But again, I'm not going to sell it because I'm not going to sell for a loss. Just hold on to it. You're not losing money until you liquidate it, until you sell it. Rumble, I didn't know if that was going to be a fair competitor to YouTube or not. Looks like probably not. I think I'm down like 46 or 50% on that one. Again, I'll just hold on to it. So that was just a quick look at these suckers. Palantir, Sophie, SPY. Quick update, and y'all have a great day. I gotta get to work. And actually that, before I finish, that brings up a good point on investing and the philosophy of investing. My logo is a statue of a Roman emperor called Antoninus. Antoninus, I don't know if it's Antoninus Nemausus, is a Roman emperor, I think, who ruled in Nîmes, but I used to live in Nîmes, France, in the south of France there, and this was a statue, a little park there. And I love the pose because I feel like he's just going, hey, just chill out, reflect, take a second, because investing is a long game, and you have to temper yourself. You need to be, you got to show temperance, you got to show self-control, not just discipline, but self-control. And just, it's a long game. You're not going to make, some people become millionaires overnight. I'm not playing that game. And investing just being a philosophy of life. As much as you invest in other people, which is what you're doing when you're doing stocks, you should invest in yourself. I really want to put more money into the stock market right now, but I can't, because I need a car. I need to buy myself a freaking car. I'm about to move into a nicer place. I need to get furniture. I need to upgrade myself and invest in myself. Who cares if you have a lot of money if you live in a cave and have no friends? So, as much as you invest in stocks, invest in yourself, invest in other people. And, I might be dropping another part of the reason why that's my logo is I love the old philosophers and Greek philosophers. I read a lot of Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius and things like that, and I might be dropping some quotes and things like that every once in a while. But that's that. So I want a little update, show you about Louis Vuitton, give a little transparency about what I'm investing in, and I got to get to work and make more money so I can invest more. Catch you later.